Okay, I've got the branch. How's that look, watch lead?
I think that looks great. That's exactly what our shore side was talking about, right below the
Okay.
branch on the main axis, and then the lobster, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, do we think we can open the box?
I think so. Are you ready?
Stand by. Bring the mini down.
Coming down.
I'll just get it in about the right spot in case I have to take off.
Okay. I can always wing in if I need to. I think
Yeah.
that'll get us there.
Okay, give it a try.
Here it comes. Standing drawer. Port lid should open. I see white.
Yeah, maybe you should just wing in anyway. There's no harm.
Yep. Port wing inboard.
Yeah, good.
Para todos está mirando, estamos colectando un pedazo de coral negro para identificar en el laboratorio.
So I'll go for outer. I'll just turn it upside down and stuff it in.
Sounds good.
Hope he stays.
50-50 chance.
Yeah.
I've only seen them swim away once in a while. They have to hang on.
La profundidad es 446 metros.
So out for you. Yeah.
Nice.
La
All the
temperatura
way?
es 13 grados.
Yep. Full extend.
Okay.
Do you want me to move the chip chart out of your way a little?
Yeah. Would you just raise that up real quick?
Yeah.
Thank you. I've got this one, but I see that the other leg of the coral is on the wrong side of the box. Which is difficult.
Sorry. That's my bad. You're good where you are.
Okay.
Just accidentally bumped the wall with the shilling, getting it out of your way.
I'm just trying to get the other leg of the coral up and over. Oh. I might just, maybe it'll go like this. I might just have to have it in two halves.
Too, if you need.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna let go of it here. close that.
Ready?
Yeah, definitely.
Back on shore.
I didn't know. Oh, hold on, hold on. It's a floater. Okay, now close. Looks like we got all inside except the tip of that one.
I think you got the branch point in the swat lobster, so
Yeah, so it's just a little too big.
yeah.
Excellent job, pilots, front row, everyone.
Bring in your port
Okay,
back outboard.
arm coming off.
And I'm just gonna bring you back. This view. And I gotta fix the shelling.
I'll take off.
Okay. Oh, you took that back, sorry. I'm gonna swing that out so I can see what I'm doing real quick. Start the shelling.
Excellent sample. We have 30 more minutes in the dive.
Thanks, Nev. Yeah, actually, I guess it wasn't floating. It was just so long it kept springing back out. Huh?
Again, we would like to thank all those who are tuning in today. No, it's a Sunday, but we have listeners from Russia and Spain, Puerto Rico. Our shoreside science team also, thank you.
We want to try and get out around this corner and see if it goes back in, or keep going where we're going. Maybe like a 10-meter move the same direction that we did.
I think you could go like 20 this way, or even 30, and then maybe we could head in if it is the corner.
Yeah, okay. I'm just not trusting Sirius very much. What is that, 135? You're pretty much perpendicular, and it's 135.
Yeah.
And I'm facing 135. Okay, yeah, that's fine. 135, I think, then, go along it. Is that what you're thinking?
Okay, another
Or did
20
you
Yeah,
go this
get serious here, and then if it does turn to the left, then go that way.
Yeah.
Okay, 20
Sounds
meters
good.
at 135.
Come down a little for you, pilot.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to stay here.
Yeah, 30 meters, 135. Sounds good. Nav
30 meters. 30.
30, yep.
Cover that. Bridge, this is ROV nav. We'd like to request a move, please.
Co-pilot, can we recenter HG2?
We're looking for
when we get
a range
chance?
of 30 meters
Yeah.
at 135 degrees, speed decimal 2. Good copy, Bridge. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. So, shoreside, we're about under a half an hour now to our scheduled off bottom time. So we're going to try and see what else is in this area. We kind of hit the crest of this large wall in all the diversity seems to be at the top here. Can we take a zoom on this colony of something, pilot?
Yes. I'm just getting a little closer.
Thanks.
Okay, video. Set down for the zoom.
Looks like another
Got lasers on the way.
of this Croix we were looking at
It's cool.
earlier. This one has at least, it's like one smaller squat lobster or a shrimp.
Yeah, and there's a larger one. Oh, and
Yep.
there's maybe one below too.
Yep. So there's
Oh,
it's
and
a
here's
full
another
house.
one.
Potentially at least 2 squat lobsters in here and 2 shrimp or
Maybe 3
smaller
shrimp
squat lobsters. Yeah, I'm not sure.
and
Okay.
a crinoid.
Yep, and a yellow crinoid.
Watch lead. Anything in particular you'd like a zoom of?
No, that's okay. We just wanted to confirm.
Okay. Co-pilot, we do lasers off.
Lasers off.
Excellent.
Very large.
Catching up to you.
Very large chrysogorgiids.
How large can they
All right.
grow to?
Let's go wide.
Well, if this is chrysogorgia, they can get fairly large. Depends. They have very different. Some have different morphologies. Some are bottle brush shaped, long and thin. I mean, the
ones that we
Iridogorgia and
saw.
the Metallogorgia are also in that family, so they get quite large.
I see the ridge sort of curling around out in the distance there.
Yeah, just like on HIPEC.
It's good.
But yeah, there seem to be more chrysogorgiids in this area.
Straight fish up top,
Top of the sediment
screen.
screen. Oh yeah. Can go for it, video.
Huh. Looks like a small fish.
Some kind of fish. Very silvery.
Yeah.
Let's go with the tip top if you can.
Yeah, it's swimming upward. Should come into screen.
Highly reflective.
Yeah. It's got good contrast, but
Let's go back to the head now that we've got some of the light off.
okay. It's pretty.
If it's prey, wouldn't think so.
Wonder what fish that is. That's the size. Is it an adult or our larval fish?
I've never seen that before.
You saw
Okay.
a big fish in your HD2 feed.
Yeah, I saw that. Okay, let's go wide. I'll come back to the seafloor.
It seems to be more sedimented in this area. The top of this wall seems more consolidated sediment than actual hard carbonate rock or rock of any type. Very good. Can we get a zoom on some of these yellow
Yeah, we
things?
can do that.
Yellow fans?
Stand by video.
About it for
Got my
ship move.
toe in here.
Yeah, the ship should be coming to a stop here shortly.
I think these are also zoanthids at a distance. I never really did find
Okay,
out
video
what
for design.
is maybe the underlying coral here. Yeah, so this is a much better view of that coral we were looking at earlier. We couldn't identify what kind of primnoid it was, although with the polyps closed, looks like it could be in the primnoidae. Hopefully that'll be useful for a better ID.
Co-pilot, will you take the tilt?
Ah, there's like a small
Stuck in
little
here.
hermit
Hermit
crab.
crab, yep.
Where do you want to go?
I don't know. Let's see.
And then
Yeah,
way
I think
below
I saw
and
yellow.
above, I guess both
Okay, down to yellow.
directions. These seem to be all zoanthid covered colonies here.
I'm off for now.
Okay.
I never really,
Go again.
Yeah.
we never really
Okay.
did see
I
what
don't want to move it around.
kind
anymore
of
here,
coral
so
is
like-
forming this type of
I thought I had a good tilt,
shape.
but something crumbled.
Could have been the plexaurid we saw earlier, one of the two at least. But yeah, nothing that of this size really that we've seen that was
Let's go
without
full specimen.
zoanthids here.
I'll go down a little for you, Carl.
Okay.
I'm gonna bet it's like that first plexaurid we saw that we couldn't really
Really identified.
Yeah, it was the same color as the
See two fish. in the
substrate to some degree.
background.
See those?
All right, and the above pilots, when you're ready.
Whenever video's clear, we can tilt up.
Follow and focus.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we're satisfied back here.
I wonder if the zoanthids are attacking the corals when they're alive
Excellent.
or
Anything else you see, video?
partly dead. And then
Yeah. I mean, it's been
Fish right
seen
at the
both
top.
ways. That
Just behind
no,
the
there are
coral.
zoanthids on the coral when they are alive. Well, I think this might be a live one down here. Just to the left, pilot, sorry. Just to the left center.
Okay.
It looks like it's blending in with the rock, but I think it's actually a live colony, and I think it might be similar to what the zoanthids are overgrowing. Right on the left, yeah, bottom of the frame right now.
Left.
Just to the top left of a sponge on the rock face.
Just below center.
Dead center
Okay,
right now.
Let's go in partial. Is it right
Yeah,
center screen there?
yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Good
So
grade,
that
Bruce,
looks
thank you.
like very similar to the one we collected. So I just wanted to get a better look at that, since it's in the vicinity of the
The very
colonies that are covered with zoanthids.
The really small one we collected.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Okay, thank you. That's it.
All right. Okay, so we're right at the. Oh, there's a
Interesting
jelly.
swing jelly.
Yeah, you can go in video.
Or something else.
I think it's swimming.
some sort of gelatinous plankton. Yeah.
Okay, we can let him go.
So on this, the last 15 minutes of the dive here, if there's anything specific anyone has not been able to look at yet
turn
on the
together.
dive today, let us know. We're just going to kind of wrap up going along this ledge here.
It doesn't, yeah, so it kind of continues here.
Yeah.
I could
This
just
appears to be the
shoot
most
off to this
substantial
next one,
hard
yeah.
substrate, and then above us there seems to be more of a
Okay.
very gentle sedimented slope. It has been that we've found probably
Yeah.
the largest
Okay.
corals and sponges right in this
We're looking at
vicinity
about 15 minutes left, so probably one more move. Completing
of the
20
entire
hours.
dive. We found very prominent rock,
20 at 100.
karst-like terrain on the wall portion of our dive today. Very interesting terracing in some places,
Something white swimming just right
and
aside.
not a lot
Oh,
of
yeah, you wanna go in on that?
growing on that
Right, just
particular
right
wall.
right.
There was a few
there-
colonies of
I saw a fish in the center
corals,
screen going down.
very similar to the ones that
But now I see what you're talking about.
the zoanthids are overgrowing here on this face right in front of us. We did see a number of scleractinians, mostly cup corals. However, we saw a small cluster
They're
of
swimming backwards.
Bridges are
Selenosmelia on that.
I would like to call
rock
it a move,
wall.
please. Looking for a range of 20 meters at 100
Have you
degrees.
seen these guys?
Speed decimal
I
2,
don't know.
please.
It's just an assortment of fish.
Yep,
Good copy, thank you.
I think those were epigonus. A little small roughy,
Oh, yeah.
baby roughy. Been seeing a number of these plumose fans, possibly Primnoid octocorals,
Video's clear.
right at this spot too.
Go
They
what?
were not found deeper. But they're very difficult to identify because the polyps are extremely tiny. A few cup corals here
Big
as
roughy
well.
on the upper right.
Yeah, I see that guy.
There's a larger roughy.
So this is the fourth dive of this particular expedition. Of the three, I guess the first two dives we were looking
Preparation
for
recovery.
deep water
Highlighting
snappers and
just gonna turn
groupers.
slightly to the
On this
fore,
dive we actually
drive
did
behind
manage to
service.
find one of the deep water snappers that are targeted in this area. Queen
Service is
snapper.
Pretty much lined up with the ship now, right? Correct. So that should be a relatively simple setup.
I know we saw at least one
Oh,
that
you
could have
get
followed
three
us
minutes.
around, but I think there may
Yeah.
have at least
Get
At
set
least
up.
two.
Yeah.
We can do it in 2.5.
I will
Seeing
give
that
you
cup
2.5
coral.
then.
Okay, video, we can go in on the fish and co-pilot,
Lasers
we get lasers off.
Yeah, now that I'm seeing these plexaurids all over the place, they become easier and easier to spot because we know what we're looking for. Yeah, I can't quite tell what that one is on top of the rock here. A couple brachiopods underneath this overhang.
Yeah, so I'm basically just going to turn 45 to port and drive under once we come up. Yeah, I'll turn around, yeah, turn to port.
I think on top of this overhang as well. I think it's the same colony.
And get that
Can we zoom
colony
in just
to the
above the
left.
fish on top
Yeah.
of the ledge?
Max zoom.
Okay.
Yeah, that looks to
Uh,
be
that
that
looks
looks to be
like
more like what we collected.
Collected,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, in fact, there's maybe two different species of
Okay.
corals here. Everything is just so small.
Small, yeah. And it camouflages with the background.
All right, so we're in our last 10 minutes.
You guys seen cup corals? There's one on the right.
Is there any more distance off to the right, pilot, or do we have to go up?
Nope, there's more of this to the right. Kind of
Okay.
does some S turns, but is that wide video?
Yeah, that's full wide.
Okay.
Little valley.
Yeah, that looks neat.
Good copy, Bridge. Thank you.
Oh, what's up there?
There's there.
Yeah.
Pilot, this
Yes.
is Watch Lead. Can we zoom to those like single branch feathery things?
Yes, we can.
Close to the center?
Top center.
Yes, please.
I don't think we've seen these yet.
No.
They reminded me of some of the structures we were seeing on top of the mound at the end of dive 2. There were these lots of feathery black coral stems, possibly parantopathes or some close relative. I think that's
how much
the
more is left in your
the
boat?
white coral
Wow.
fan that we've been seeing on the wall. Yeah. Also, didn't expect to see that one on this dive, but
Okay, there's lasers.
they're quite large actually.
And video, you're free to zoom.
So this looks like a black coral as well. A lot of mud and
Yeah,
debris on this
detritus
one.
on it. Yeah, doesn't look too healthy.
So to point out that this coral and the one next to it seem to be the same species, but the one to the right,
A rock right.
or well, I'll say that this coral and the one to the right seem
Yeah,
to
come out partial,
have
I'll
the
move
same
over.
morphology, but the one to the right does have a branch coming off the lower third of the colony,
Okay.
kind of an L-shaped branch. Yeah, there we go.
Tilting down.
So hopefully that's a good indicator that whatever we're looking at does branch as well as have unbranched morphologies. Difficult to tell what this is now, but we've
Tilting up.
thrown the word parantopathes at this on previous dives, but we'll have to see what else we can
Bring
make
back
of it.
to center.
Okay,
I don't know if
pilot.
I've ever seen
Thank
that one
you for
before.
that.
No.
Estamos terminando el buceo, pero mañana vamos a un sitio noroeste de Santa Cruz.
It's the engineering term.
Yeah. That along with the ravioli sea stuff.
Okay, how many minutes before we have to drive under?
You got 4 minutes. right
4
now.
minutes.
You said you could do it in 2.5, correct?
Yes.
All right, then you have 4 minutes.
Oh, they're these.
You can stow the
Croix
lower.
I
Gordius,
always,
side, right?
yeah,
yeah.
I always think
Pilot?
they're something else, but they're actually
Oh,
quite large here.
yeah.
20 centimeter tall colonies.
Okay.
They're very bushy.
Very
Excellent.
bushy. I think most of the morphologies for this region are described as being flabellate, so they're fan-like.
Well, actually, it's for your information. We have about 3 minutes until we need to start setting up the vehicles to ascend.
Thanks,
Thank you.
navigator.
No problem.
It's that time of day.
Okay.
Video, what are all these on this crest here?
I'm going to go with corals.
Well,
Although they got the shape of sponges.
That looks like the coral that we were seeing on the,
Yeah,
on
wow.
the face.
It's super abundant here.
yeah, we just came to some more interesting terrain. You can see past.
Of course we
these
did.
squirrels.
Of course we did,
At the
pilot.
end of time.
Of course we get to the interesting terrain with 3 minutes left. No, you guys did great with that collection. Can't complain too much.
The video, if you come wide, I'll get a little closer. We can check them out in our last couple minutes.
Now look at those boulders. Yeah, so we were suspecting when we began this dive today, we were diving in a large amphitheater that was possibly created in one or several large mass wasting events. There seemed to be a lot of slump material at the bottom of our multi-beam bathymetry that would suggest
I
so.
think I'm good like this.
We'll
There's
have to
so many
confer with
where
the
I sit
geologists
down, I
on
can see
shore as we wrap up our dive and get their input. But the majority of the dive today has been pretty
Okay, video, let's try this.
stunning geology and biology for that matter. And it just seems that by the time we get to the top of these features, that's when
You can
all
get
the explosion
lasers
of
off
life
the
occurs,
lot.
and today was no different.
Yeah,
So
It
we're
was
just
a nice surprise.
not super stable.
we're just taking a look at what could be some small
Tilting down.
primnoid octocorals that are not well identified, but nevertheless, I know I've seen something like it before, although these colonies are particularly large. The ones I've used to seeing are only a few centimeters in height. But nonetheless, interesting. Primnoid octocorals, some species we'll have to identify later.
Estos son corales blandos.
So this these little outcrops
Yeah,
I'll zoom
Or
across it.
sure.
projections into the
upper little V.
Yeah.
to the
See some
current.
big corals.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the background there. Everything's covered in
Right there.
zoanthids, yeah.
Yeah.
There's,
Yeah.
And
Going
it
over.
happens right at the edge, it seems.
So yeah, the zoanthids have been a feature of this dive. Anything that seems like it has some substantial
Coming down.
structure seems to be covered in zoanthids sooner or later. It's not clear what is the underlying coral that could be the substrate for these zoanthids. But nonetheless, we've been pretty fortunate to have, I don't think my list is very exhaustive, but
Okay.
at least a dozen
Video, we can
different
go wide.
coral morphologies we've seen today. Although I suspect it's higher than that.
En estos buceos vimos casi 12
Nav pilot.
corales.
But I think invertebrates have
Nav
won out today.
Yeah.
Day today, I think they've, generally
We
invertebrates,
dropped the
including
target like
benthic,
5 meters ahead of me for
sand
large overhang.
and sediment-dwelling critters, as well as associates of
Returning the
corals and
feature. And then
sponges,
is it time now?
Crustaceans.
crustaceans
a
and
couple more
echinoderms. Yeah.
Oh, good.
So this has been a pretty good dive for a backup.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, no problem.
can't ask for too much more.
Another one down at the bottom edge on that far rock. Looks different as well.
Now, just looking at the last few things here
Yeah.
that we can see off in the distance, everything looks,
Crinoids.
yeah, zoanthids,
Sorry, Pilot. What
as well as
would you
these
like that called?
plumose,
Just to identify large,
corals,
large overhanging
plumose
cliff.
fans.
Okay.
Yeah, just a little
To
heavy.
go back and
Maybe someday someone
check
will
on those
return.
IDs, because I suspect we'll be seeing them again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
but
saw our
that
queen
might be up
snapper.
for series.
We saw a number of other midwater
I think
fishes.
it's
When we
really
first
far
set
from
down, we
Sears.
witnessed some pretty crazy
So wide.
Feeding
predation.
and
Yeah,
feeding behaviors.
yeah. Predation by anemones on fishes. Predation by
Fish on
squat
anemones.
lobsters. Fish on anemones.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really phenomenal.
All right, Copa, I'll start slowly
Oh, a
wandering
sea
back
cucumber.
towards you.
We saw a number of actually
Yeah,
sea star
that's what I-
species, 3 in a row.
Yeah.
All 3 different species.
So you have a second to zoom in on that if you'd like.
Sure.
But
Really
Yes.
fortunate to have such a
No,
great
no,
shoreside
interesting.
contingent today, since it's Sunday, and we're out here, and we're really dependent on everyone's input from the shore. So we're in the process of getting off bottom today for folks on the science call. If anyone wants to call in on the science party,
Oh.
yeah, a number of parenthopathies still. If anyone wants to call in on the science party phone line, we will
let's
get
do
started
your information,
in
once we
about
get into
10
position.
minutes time.
What we're gonna
So
do
it's
is we're gonna start coming up slowly.
4:03
or
so ship time.
At least a depth of 400.
We'll get started in
We'll
about
start
10
moving
minutes
forward.
at
Okay.
13 past.
Just due to the
And
surrounding-
shout out to all those who are listening
area.
in Russia, Japan, Germany, and all over the
Yeah.
U.S. We had some
Once we
really
get above
nice
400,
participation
we'll bring the ship to
today for
about
a Sunday.
0.3
So
of
thank
the
you all
ground.
for watching.
And then once we get up to about
So we'll talk
200,
about our
we're gonna
dive
come
plan
up
for
to,
tomorrow
decimal
at
five
the
water.
dive
Okay.
planning
Are they
call, and
gonna
we hope
do
to
0.3 and
you can
joystick
join us
mode, or-
tomorrow for some
Yes.
more
Okay,
deep sea exploration.
sounds good.
That would be the plan. And then we'll be at 50 for a little bit.
Okay, I'll hang out here. Yes. Okay, Watchley, we marked that large overhanging cliff with corals and high pack. Maybe someday we'll return here, or someone will. But now it's time to get off bottom.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Yeah,
Front
thank
row.
you.
Great job today with sampling and everything.
Good. Okay. I'll come up to like Delta 18 just to get off the bottom, and I'll get auto depth in. No, it should be off into blue water. Okay. Auto depth set. I'll drive to the middle and under. Yeah, Delta 17, that's good to pass under.